talking about DC Marvel. I mean, like, I don't really want to like dive too deep into this, but he did say something right here. I'm talking about Batgirl. All right, let me see. Let me find the spot right here. Obviously, he's talking about that. Here's a little spot when he talks about being in these movies and stuff. It says right here, moving slightly away, going from one return to another. What was it like when you got the call that DC wanted you to return as Commissioner Gordon for the upcoming Batgirl film? Simmons says, well, that was quite a surprise, and I'm still not sure I understand all the various multiverse aspects, DC or Marvel. I don't think anyone does. Yes. Yeah. Well, good. I'm glad to hear somebody in the media admit that. But yeah, I was completely surprised and very happy. Obviously, I had a lengthy phone call, sort of having the story laid out for me before I even saw the script. And it was actually way back in the middle of summer, I think, that they first came to me and approached me about doing it. I just finished my part. They have several weeks of shooting to do. So he's already done. He's already wrapped up shooting. It's much more than I got to do in my brief stint as Commissioner Gordon in Zack Snyder's film. Love the fact that J.K. Simmons was like Zack Snyder's film. I think he also refers to it as the fact that he doesn't just call it Justice League. Guys, I love it. And really, it was fun because it was a completely different side of Commissioner Gordon. All that we saw in the little snippets of Zack Snyder's Justice League in either the original or Zack's brilliant expanded cut. It was just Commissioner Gordon being businesslike and needing Batman's help. In this film, I think I'm allowed to say, since it does center on Batgirl, we see much more of Commissioner Gordon at home. So there you go. I just love the fact that he says that. So it's really good stuff. Hey, what's going on, Casey? Good to see you, bud. And Jacob. So glad he just praises Zack Snyder like that. It's just really great. How's it been working with Batgirl directors, Adil El Aribi? You know me, I'm bad with names. And of course, Falal. Dude, those guys are crazy. Can you imagine them saying that? Crazy. Just saying that in that J.K. Simmons voice. I don't know how they do it. And they had been shooting for 4 weeks or so by the time I joined. I met them via Zoom, and I was under the L track outside of my boxing gym in Chicago when we first spoke. They just bring such an energy. I've already compared them to a couple of like 2-year-old Weirminer, I don't even know what that word is, so I'm not even going to attempt to say that. We have been pent up in the back of the station wagon all day, and somebody just let them loose. The energy and the passion that they bring for making movies was a really fun energy to be around, and then the fact that they also really know what they're doing is a nice part of the overall experience. So there you go. Talking about some Batgirl. And then, of course, he says, going from upcoming superhero project to another, have you had any word on the timescale of time frame for season 2 of Invincible, or has it all just been in the dark so far for you? Again, always wary of spoilers, but I think I'm allowed to say that we're going back to work very soon in the recording booth. Now, the lag between us doing our first recordings and the animation being completed is obviously many months and probably more than a year, I guess. But yes, Invincible is getting to work in earnest, and season 2 is imminent. And I will say there's a nice vague turn. So there you go. Also giving an update on Invincible right there too. So good to hear all of that from J.K. Simmons. Love that guy. Love his Gordon. Hopefully we're going to see a lot more Gordon, And I'm just so glad that he's going to be back as Gordon because, when it comes to our live action Gordons, I mean, Jeffrey Wright now is like the new Gordon, and he did a fantastic job. Gary Oldman is like, is great. I mean, but we didn't get enough. We didn't get enough of J.K. Simmons Gordon, and too bad we're not going to get him really interacting with a Batman. I'm just wondering how that's going to work in Batgirl. Like I said, there's so much stuff like still up in the air, but I just wanted to see him interact with Batfleck a little bit more, but, what can he do? What can he do? But I'm glad to hear all that. Sounds like he's having a great time, and good on him because I love that man. Love that man!